Hello, my most amazing artists. So you just saw the picture of the cup weaving we are about to do. I have created these cups for you guys. I've spent all of day 6 gluing these popsicle sticks onto these cups so that you guys can do this. Here's what we're going to do today. We are going to weave our cup. Now, if you don't finish today, we will finish next week. So it's not a big deal if you don't finish. When you're weaving your cup, you're going to have these baskets at the table. So the yellow basket will be at the yellow table, and y'all can move around to go to whatever color you want. Most of the baskets only have 3 or 4 different yarns in there. So that means only 3 or 4 people can sit there. What you're going to do is you're going to pick the color that you like, and you never cut the yarn until you're done with it, okay? So what I would do is I would start with this yarn on the inside, okay? And then you're going to take your yarn and you're going to go in front, behind, in front, behind, in front, behind, and you're going to take some time to push this down, okay? And then this yarn should just pull right out of the basket like that, okay? And then you're going to go, so I went behind, so now I'm going to go in front and behind, in front and behind. So you're weaving, you're doing a pattern. So if you look at that, you can see this one goes in front, this one goes behind. This one goes in front, this one goes behind. You're going to do that until you have as much of this color as you want. So it actually gets going really fast once you get the hang of it, but you do need to watch and see what you're doing. So it's hard for me to show you this on here. See, in front and behind, you want to pull it down, in front and behind, in front and behind. Just be sure you're pulling it down every time you go around, in front and behind, and be sure that you don't go over too many of them. I'm going to pull my little string a little bit tight in there because I'm back to the beginning. Okay. So again, in front, behind, in front, behind. You can really do it like this and then just pull it down after you've done a little bit and then pull tight. The key to this is pulling the yarn tight, or else you're going to have big loops sticking out. So I'm going to do a little bit more of this, and then I'll show you what it looks like when I've got a little bit more done. Okay, so I've done a little bit more. I've got about 3 or 4 rows of yarn. You really want to push it down, pull it tight very often. You'll notice that I'm never taking my yarn out of the basket. I don't want you to. Your cup should be attached to the basket until you're ready to have another color. So I'm ready to put another color on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself about 6 or 8 inches of yarn, and I'm going to snip it. That leaves some still coming out of the basket, and it leaves me a little tail coming off of my cup. Now I'm done with this. I'm going to actually, if I were you guys, I would get up and go to another table. So I'm going to purple table because I really like this purple yarn. Now the way you're going to do this is you are going to put the 2 tails together like this, and then you're going to take it, loop it around your finger, and tie a knot, just like that. You can trim this off, but you're going to tie a tight knot, just like that. And then you're just going to continue weaving. So I'm going over, under, or over and behind, really. I have one popsicle stick that's got some something a little bit, some wood on it, and it's catching my yarn every time, so it's kind of annoying. If that happens to you, I'm sorry, but you just kind of have to figure out a way, have to problem solve and figure out a way to fix it. Okay, so now my tied yarn is starting to show up. So I'm just going over, under, or in front of, behind, in front of, behind, in front, behind, in front, behind. I can kind of go around a good number of them and then push them down. But once I push down like that, I want to pull tight. Okay? So in front of, behind, in front, behind, in front, behind. Just like that. Push down, pull tight. So again, I'm going to do a little bit more of that, and then I'll show you the way it looks when I'm done. You always want to go in the same direction, and again, you never cut your string until you're completely done. You might want to leave a little bit of room at the top for some of these popsicle sticks to stick up, but that's up to you. And don't ever take your yarn out of the basket. I don't want to see anybody's yarn out of the basket. So I'll show you what this looks like when I'm done, and then we'll get started.